Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are heading right into the heart of India. We're going to a city where, history isn't something you just read about in books. No, here it's literally carved into cliff sides. It echoes through these massive palaces, and you can even hear it in the music. We're talking about Gwalior, a city that was literally built around a fortress that seemed unconquerable.
So to really get us started, I want to share this quote from the Mughal Emperor Babur. Now this guy saw hundreds of forts, right? But Gwalior, he called this one the Pearl. That's some pretty high praise. And you know what? We're about to find out exactly why.
All right, here's what we've got on the docket. First, we'll tackle the legendary fort itself. Then, we're going to sneak inside and uncover its secrets. After that, we'll see how the Scindia dynasty put their own stamp on the city, dive into Gwalior's incredible legacy of music and bravery, and finally, get a taste of the modern city. Let's go.
So first up, the city's unyielding heart, the Gwalior Fort. People often call it the Gibraltar of India, and for good reason. It's perched on this massive rock, looking down on everything. It's been a silent witness to more than 1,500 years of history. Think of all the conquests, kings, and cultures it's seen. This fort isn't just a building, it's the very soul of the city.
You know, every great city has a cool origin story, and Gwalior's is kind of like something out of a myth. The legend goes that a local chieftain, Suraj Sen, was out hunting. He got thirsty and stumbled upon a sage named Gwalipa, who gave him some water from a sacred pond. The second he drank it, his leprosy, which was a terrible disease, was completely cured. He was so grateful that he built a fort and a city right there and named it Gwalior to honor the sage who saved him.
But trust me, that imposing exterior is just the beginning. To really get Gwalior, you have to go inside. The fort isn't just one big building, it's this huge complex of palaces, temples, and water tanks, all hiding stories that are over 1,000 years old. This is where the real magic happens. And check this out, the Man Mandir Palace. Built back in the 15th century, it's just an absolute jewel of Hindu architecture. But look closely at that exterior. Those aren't tiles. That's a special kind of painting called meenakari. And the wildest part, those incredible blue, yellow, and green colors you see, they're the originals. They've lasted for over 500 years. Amazing, right? Okay, get this. This is where it gets really cool. No pun intended. We're talking 15th century engineering, way before anyone even dreamed of electricity. They had their own natural air conditioning system. The fort is perched 300 feet up, so it's always windy. So they built these clever vents into the walls. The wind would spin little fans, which would then pull air across these big tanks of cool, perfumed water. And just like that, a steady stream of cool, fragrant air flows right into the royal rooms. How brilliant is that?
But all that beauty on the surface hides a much darker story, especially when you go 3 levels underground. The first level was the swing room, a place for Man Singh's 8 queens to relax. But then, centuries later, the Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb turned it into a prison and had his own brother executed right there. Below that was a waiting room, where queens would pace, waiting for news from the battlefield. And at the very bottom, the Jawhar Kund, a water tank that became a site of ultimate tragedy, where Rajput women chose death over capture.
All right, time to solve a little mystery. The Chaturbhuj Temples. Now, it doesn't actually mean mother-in-law, daughter-in-law. The real name was Sahasrabhu Temple, which means the one with 1,000 arms, and it was dedicated to Lord Vishnu. See, the bigger temple was built for the Queen Mother who worshipped Vishnu, but her daughter-in-law was a devotee of Lord Shiva, so they built a second, smaller temple for her right next door. Over the years, Sahasrabhu just sort of morphed into the much catchier Sasbahu. Now this is the Telika Mandir, or Oil Man's Temple. Standing at 30 meters, it's the tallest and oldest thing still standing in the whole fort. It probably got its name from the rich oil merchants who paid for it way back in the 9th century. But what's really fascinating for architecture buffs is how it blends styles. You've got a southern, Dravidian-style base, but it's topped with a northern, Nagara-style roof. It's like a stunning mix of 2 different worlds in one building.
Okay, so let's fast forward a bit from the ancient fort to the 18th and 19th centuries. This is when a new power, the Maratha Scindia dynasty, came into the picture. They really shaped the city that grew below the fort, bringing in this whole new era of grand European-inspired style.
And the absolute masterpiece of their legacy is the Jai Vilas Palace. I'm telling you, walking in here feels like you've been teleported to Europe. It's got this mix of Tuscan, Italian, and Corinthian design, and it was built to compete with the grand palaces like Versailles.
It's massive, 400 rooms. 40 of them are open as a museum, but the royal family actually still lives there today. And you can see this global influence perfectly captured at Maharajbada, the city's main square. It's like an open-air architecture museum. In just one spot, you've got a Roman-style town hall, an Italian-looking bank, a French-inspired post office, and a Persian-style market, all standing shoulder to shoulder. It really shows you how cosmopolitan Gwalior became under the Scindias.
So, we've seen the stone and marble. Now let's get to the city's soul. Gwalior's identity is really defined by two things: its incredible musical heritage and these powerful stories of courage and sacrifice. You see, Gwalior isn't just a city with music. Gwalior is music. It's the birthplace of the Gwalior Gharana, the oldest school of Hindustani classical music. It all started in the court of Raja Singh Tomar and really took off under Emperor Akbar, thanks to his legendary musician, Tansen, who was from Gwalior. His tomb is still a really important place here, and this amazing legacy is why UNESCO just named Gwalior a creative city of music.
The fort is also home to this incredible story of compassion and cleverness. It's remembered at the Data Bandi Chor Gurudwara. The sixth Sikh Guru, Guru Hargobind, was imprisoned here. When the emperor finally ordered his release, the Guru said, "I'm not leaving without the 52 Hindu kings you've also locked up." The emperor, probably laughing, said, "Fine, you can take anyone who can hold on to your cloak." So what did the Guru do? He had a special cloak made with 52 long tassels, so every single king could grab one and walk out to freedom with him. Just brilliant.
And Gwalior is also where the final tragic chapter for one of India's greatest warriors was written. During the rebellion of 1857, Rani Lakshmi Bai of Jhansi came to Gwalior asking the Scindias for help. They turned her down, so she fought the British forces all by herself, right near the city, and fell in battle. Her memorial in Gwalior is this powerful reminder of her incredible spirit and courage.
Now, while Gwalior's past is obviously epic, its present is so full of life and energy. To really understand the city today, you've got to hit the streets, check out the markets, and, of course, eat the food.
A morning in Gwalior has to start with badai or kachori, these crispy, fried pastries served with a spicy potato curry. It's the perfect way to start the day. If you have a sweet tooth, you have to try the ladus from Bahadura Sweets. They're famous for being so soft they just dissolve in your mouth. But the real star of the show is gajak, this crispy, nutty candy made from sesame seeds and jaggery. It's a winter specialty, and it's famous all over India.
And watching them make gajak is almost as good as eating it. It takes some serious strength and skill. They boil jaggery down to a thick syrup. Then they stretch it on this huge hook over and over again. This pulls air into it, turning it from dark brown to a light, airy white. Then they mix in roasted sesame seeds, hammer the whole thing flat, and cut it into those delicious, crispy squares. It's a real art form.
And for anyone who's now thinking about a trip, here's a quick and easy guide. The best time to visit is definitely in the winter, between November and February, when it's nice and cool. You can see all the main sites pretty comfortably in about 2 days. And getting there is a breeze. It has a major train station, an airport, and good bus connections. Once you're in the city, grabbing an auto rickshaw or using a ride-sharing app is super easy.
So there you have it. From its mighty fortress and ingenious secrets to its deep musical soul and incredible food, Gwalior is just a city with so many layers and so many stories to tell. The only real question left is, when you go, which part of this amazing story are you going to start with?